I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts on Ethereum? Because even though Ethereum has a completely different use case, it is not as scarce as Bitcoin. I personally think it is some kind of a supercomputer. If Bitcoin is digital gold, Ethereum is digital oil. Are you bullish on it? Are you bearish on it? Would you ever at any time in the future maybe consider investing into Ethereum?
So there's space in cyberspace to create new crypto creatures. So what do I think about Ethereum? I have one unicorn, which is Ethereum, like Uber, Airbnb. Massively successful, exciting thing that you can't dispute the fact that there's a lot of monetary energy in Ethereum and that it holds a lot of promise.
Ethereum prediction for the future of Ethereum in 2021. In this video, Michael Saylor explains his thoughts and prediction for Ethereum and what's in store for it in the future. Michael Saylor, as I'm sure you all know, is the figure spearheading the institutional wave of Bitcoin adoption. We have all heard what he thinks about Bitcoin, but what does he think about the largest cap smart contract network, Ethereum? For those that don't know Michael Saylor, he is the CEO of Microstrategy and a very clear Bitcoin maximalist, converting his company's cash balance to Bitcoin and doing various convertible note offerings to increase their Bitcoin holdings. Ethereum has currently crashed from nearly breaking through the psychological barrier at $2,000 to now under $1,500 at the time of this recording. Saylor offers some good points that could give some insight as to why the price has collapsed so much in comparison to other coins. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video where I will share one piece of Ethereum news to be bullish on the coin in the future and one piece of bullish Bitcoin news. Also, only a tiny percentage of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. If you enjoy the video, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind. Enjoy the video.
I think that a simplistic way to look at the crypto industry is you have one institutional grade safe haven asset, which is Bitcoin, digital gold, and that is an appropriate thing to put an institutional treasury into for 30 years. Then you have one unicorn, which is Ethereum, like Uber, Airbnb. Massively successful, exciting thing that you can't dispute the fact that there's a lot of monetary energy in Ethereum and that it holds a lot of promise. Much higher risk, like Airbnb or WeWork or Uber, and a lot more questions, a lot more complexity to it. Then you have a whole set of venture capital startups. I mean, a whole set of other, cryptos that are attempting to provide functionality, and some of them are playing in the Ethereum space, right? They're tokens on Ethereum, and some are competitive to Ethereum, and some of them are swapping, are working with Ethereum. So there's a whole set of things out there. I think that the theoretical use of a crypto, the entire approach of crypto is you're trying to create a living creature in cyberspace that transcends a company or a country, right? You're trying to release something in cyberspace that will live on its own. And you want to do that because you don't want to be crippled by a CEO or a company or a regulatory jurisdiction. You want it to be something which is of the people of the world. And Bitcoin clearly has succeeded. It's of the people of the world. There's no country, there's no company. You can't change it. It's its own thing. It's a life force of sorts. Is there a place for other crypto networks? They're almost like each crypto is like a religion, right? Like, do you worship the religion of thermodynamics and integrity and truth? That's kind of what Bitcoin is. Do you worship the religion of privacy? Well, if you worship the religion of privacy, a privacy coin that's really optimized for privacy, that's what you're trying to release. do you worship the religion of smart contracts between anonymous smart contracts, cross-border smart contracts? If it could be done on a centralized network, then you're going to have competition from a centralized exchange like a Binance or a Coinbase or whatever. But the negative of centralized exchanges is they have regulators, right? But they also have, but it's not just the one negative. They also have CEOs, and they also have, right? So they have corporations and they have nexus. And so if it can be done in a centralized way, the advantage is it's 1 billion times cheaper and faster to do it. And so there will be a Binance, there will be a Coinbase, there will be a Square, there will be a PayPal. But then what about the things that you don't want to be done that way? And maybe you want to cross jurisdictions because it's going to speed up technology innovation. To the extent that someone can create a crypto network that speeds up innovation, that is deemed as a valuable function other than store of value. It can't be store of value because Bitcoin holds that slot. It needs to be another thing, provenance, functionality, privacy, currency, one of those areas. Then it comes to life, and then you just have to ask the question, right? Like what are the struggles, right? Like in privacy, the privacy cryptos will have to transcend the law enforcement concern, right? The currency cryptos, like stable coins, they will have to transcend the concerns of central banks, right? The central bankers are there. Christina Lagarde, she said, well, we're not really concerned about Bitcoin, it's very volatile. We're concerned about stable coins.
Yep. I remember.
Right? So because it's like, well, if I can print 100 trillion euro dollars or euros, right? That's a lot more threatening to them if it moves on non-KYC AML rails, or it's done outside of the standard regulatory banking compliance structure. So cryptocurrencies, they will have a set of regulatory concerns they have to overcome, but they may live, right? They may live in that, is anybody going to block the formation of a crypto dollar in Africa? I don't know, the Africans might need one, right? And so maybe no country in Africa is going to shut it down because it'll be deemed to be. I've heard people say in South America and Africa, they really want the crypto dollar. They don't want the Bitcoin, but they want the stable dollar. That's what they want. And so maybe those things form and they fill that niche, and that works well. And maybe the privacy thing comes to life. And with regard to DeFi, well, it'll come to life everywhere if it's viewed as a technical innovation that is more functional, that evolves faster than the centralized versions. But it will struggle if it is viewed as a competitor or as regulatory arbitrage, defeating the regulated exchanges, right? So there's space in cyberspace to create new crypto creatures. The most successful crypto creature is Bitcoin, right? That's an example of success. And the use case, the total addressable market of Bitcoin is $300 trillion. It's the biggest total addressable market of any digital network ever created in the history of the world. Bigger than Google, bigger than Apple, bigger than Facebook, bigger than Amazon, it's bigger than the internet in a way, because it's the internet of money, to paraphrase Andreas, right? It's all about money. I think that there's some interesting appeal to smart contracts, and there's interesting appeal in these other areas functionality, currency, provenance, etc. I think that they're all at the venture phase. They're adventures.